Too long didn't read Spanish, stem changing verbs. A beautiful flower. Sorry, I have allergies. Flowers have two parts. You got your stem and you got your flower. These are just like verbs. Verbs have two different pieces, a stem and then the ending of the verb. So take a look at the verb for to smell. Oler. Oler's ending is ER. In Spanish, we have three different types of verb endings, either AR, ER, or IR. Now, in the stem of the verb, we'll have a vowel. In this case, we have an O. Sometimes in Spanish, you have a verb that's called a stem changer. What that means is that the vowel in the stem of the word changes from one vowel to another vowel, or in some cases, from one vowel to two vowels. One important point, stem changing verbs don't change in every single form. They only change according to this pattern. Here's a beautiful tomato bush. This idea is just a dumb way to remind you of which boxes in our verb chart are going to be changing. Regardless of the ending of the verb, AR, ER, or IR, the stem change is only going to happen when you see the green here. It's not going to happen in that nosotros, nosotras form. Now take a look at the pattern here that this creates. Does that look like anything to you? Of course, it looks like a boot or a shoe, because if you're looking at the 6-box format for conjugating the verb, the only boxes that change are boxes that make the shape of a shoe as such. Now keep in mind, most verbs are irregular. Not every verb is going to be a stem changer. There are 3 different patterns that we'll see in stem changing verbs. In the stem, we'll have to see these vowels. And what those 2 dots mean is that this vowel of O in the nosotros form is going to change into a UE in all the other forms. This E in the nosotros form will change to an I in all the other forms. And this E will change into an IE in all the other forms. Let's take a closer look. Here's our first example of a stem changing verb. And this one is going to be an O to UE verb. That first letter is what the vowel in the stem is going to be in the nosotros form. So remember, in the nosotros form, we are not going to have a stem change. So that O is going to be an O. Now, in all the other forms of the verb, that O will become a UE. So I'm going to change that vowel in the stem of the verb to a UE. Now all I need to do is just fill out the rest of the verb as if it were a regular AR verb. So I have C, N, T, and then the yo form would be O, C, UE, N, T, and then the to form would be AS, C, UE, N, T, and the LA usted form would be A. Now I have the nosotros form, C, O, N, T, and then the nosotros form would be amos. And the ustedes, ellos, ellas form would be C, UE, N, T, and that ellos form would be AN. So this is what an O to a UE stem changer looks like. And this can be the case for whatever verb ending we have. It's still going to follow that same pattern. So the verb contar in our 5 forms would be cuento, cuentas, cuenta, contamos, cuentan. Let's take a look at our next example of a stem changer. Second type of stem change, E to IE. So we have the same format, a letter, 2 dots, and then 2 more letters. That E is what the vowel in the stem will look like in the infinitive, and it's also what the vowel in the stem of the nosotros form will look like. IE will be the vowel in every other form. And like before, I'm just going to fill in the verb as if it were a regular AR verb now. So I have C, R, R, O, C, R, R, A, S, C-R-R-A, C-E-R-R-Amos, and C-I-E-R-R-A-N. So the verb to close, cerrar, is cierro, cierras, cierra, cerramos, cierra. Today's fun fact, the Sierra Nevada is Sierra spelled with an S. Cerrar is the verb for to saw. So Sierra Nevada means a saw, and then a nevada is a snowfall. Let's take a look at our third type of stem changer. E to I. Here we have the verb pedir, to ask. And we're going to have that same type of change. E as the vowel in the stem and in the nosotros form. I as the vowel in the yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, ustedes forms. And I'm just going to conjugate it as if it were a regular IR verb now. P, D, O, P, D, E, S, P, D, E, P, D, imos, and P, D, I, N. There we have it, an E to I stem change. And that's our last type of stem change. All right, I really shouldn't be telling you this, but there's one other type of stem change, but it only works with one verb. I don't think this has ever been put on the internet before, so just keep this between you and I. Anybody asks, you didn't hear this from me. The verb jugar is a U to a UE stem changer. I'm going to fill in the rest like it was a regular AR verb, but remember, it's a stem changer, U to UE. Did you know that no one really knows how tomatoes grow? We don't know if it's a plant, a tree, or a type of nut. Tomato plant stems can be known to go over a mile under the earth.